Hello English 11 students and welcome to the Quarter 2 Week 6 Day 1 video. This video is designed for those students who were absent from our live Zoom class. You will need to go back to Canvas and open the Week 6 Notebook Time assignment, which is located under Week 6 Day 1. As a reminder, everything you say, do, or type is recorded, so remember to keep it school appropriate. And as always, there's no saving, downloading, or taking pictures of our class today or ever. Our agenda for today: we're going to do the Week 6 Notebook Time activity. I'm going to review with you how to recycle your answers from your excerpt work to write your Common Task 2 analysis paragraph. I'm going to preview the document for constructing your Common Task 2, and then just do a quick review of how student support will work this week for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week. So first, a shout out to these students, right? They turned in their assignments on time on both day 1 and day 2 and have earned an exemption for today. As a reminder to these students, you still need to attempt today's work and turn something in to earn your credit, and I apply the exemption afterwards. Next week is a shortened week. We only have one day, and so the exemptions will need to kind of take a pause, and we'll resume opportunities for exemptions after the winter break. All right, so from our homepage, if you click this week's dates, under week 6, you'll see notebook time assignment. Go ahead and make sure you have that opened up. When you take a look at the assignment, if you read the directions at the top, it says select one of the 3 excerpts that you worked on this quarter, and then copy and paste the questions and your answers in the My Original Answers box. Okay, it doesn't matter if you work on excerpt 1, 2, or 3. You're going to pick one of those. As a suggestion, I would say choose the excerpt that you feel that you know the best, or that you like your answers for the best. You could also maybe go with the one where you got the highest grade. That means that you had the most complete answers and correct answers. Or you could go with the one that would be easiest for you to write about, right? Where when it asked you about the figurative language, or when it asked you, what's powerful, persuasive, or beautiful in this passage, you thought, use the one that you think had the most obvious answer and was easiest for you to write about. Once you've pasted that in the left-hand box in the My Original Answers, then you're going to answer these 3 focus questions. Why do you think this is your best piece of work, right? Comparing it to the other 2 that you've done. Number 2, what is one answer you gave that you could expand or improve, and how, right? And then you're just going to write your answer next to question number 2. Okay, like I could make this better by doing blah, 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 right? And then question number 3, looking at questions 3, 4, and 5, right? They're going to be copied and pasted over here, right? So just look at numbers 3, 4, and 5. What devices does the author use in that excerpt? Some potential answers include diction, imagery, simile, metaphor, analogy, hyperbole, and personification, right? You would want to list however many of those things are present in questions 3, 4, and 5 from the excerpt that you chose, and just list them over here. You can go ahead and pause the video here and accomplish this part of the assignment, and then hit resume when you're ready. Okay. For the second part of the assignment, I'm going to review with you the directions for Common Task 2 and how to recycle answers. As I'm doing that, you're going to answer these questions on the right-hand side. What are the 4 parts of an analysis paragraph? List all 4 parts. What words will you need to delete from your answer in question number 5 before you use it in your Common Task 2 analysis paragraph? Type your answer in there. And then what questions do you have about recycling your answers or writing the Common Task 2 analysis paragraph? If you don't have any questions, if you feel that you understand it completely, just write I have no questions or no questions. Okay, so let's start off. The analysis paragraph, right? There are 4 parts to the analysis paragraph. The first part is the claim or the thesis. The second part is the context or the summary, where you summarize what happens in the story, what's going on, who are the characters, etc. Part 3 is the evidence or the quote that you're using to support your thesis. Then part 4 is the analysis or your explanation of the quote. How does that quote prove what you said in your thesis or your claim? So these are the 4 parts to analysis paragraphs. You should have that filled in on part 2 of your notebook time assignment sheet. So how recycling your work, how to do it, right? So if you take a look at my sample, right, these are that excerpt I've been using from Ta-Nehisi Coates' Between the World and Me. And here are all of my answers. And I need to ask myself, how can I use these answers that I've already given to write my analysis paragraph? Where can I take stuff from here for my claim? Where can I take stuff from here for my context or background? Where can I use, what from my answers and from the questions can I use as part of my evidence and my explanation? So first, if you take a look at question 1, 2, and 4, it turns out that for me, I could actually use all 4 of those parts in my context or summary, right? As I'm discussing, what is the book about and what happens in the book, I could add in my answers here. And that would make my summary more thorough, right? It would allow someone who never read the book to understand it more fully. When I look at question number 3, right, because it's a question that talks about a literary device, in this case, mine asks about hyperbole, I can use that in my thesis, right? I want to make sure that I add that in my thesis. I can also use my answer as part of my analysis. And then the question itself gives me the quote. So that's helping me with 3 different parts of my essay already, right? And it's only 1 question and answer. Number 5, right, is that question that explicitly asks you to kind of talk about something you found powerful, persuasive, or beautiful, right? All I need to do is remove the first person, like for words and phrases like I think. And then I can use that as part of my evidence and my explanation, right? Evidence because I've got a quote in there, and then explanation because I've explained my answer. So again, if you look, I have, I think a powerful sentence, and I think this sentence is powerful because, right? I would just want to get rid of that. This is what it would look like if I did, right? This sentence is powerful because the description of the boy tucking and untucking the gun in his pants makes readers feel anxious instead of saying me, right? It builds suspense and readers will want to know what happens next instead of I want to know what happens next. So all you need to do is replace or remove the first person, right? You shouldn't be saying I think or I feel. And then once you put everything in the correct order, right? Thesis statement with background information, right? This is kind of the most original thing that's written in my paragraph. And then everything else, right? My evidence, my analysis, my second piece of evidence and my analysis and explanation, right? All of this came from my questions, right? And now this is a finished product. So later this week, I'm going to show you how to do this more in depth, right? If you want to, I've made this already available to you. It's listed under day 2, right? This is the document where you'll actually write your common task analysis paragraph, okay? If you take a look at it, right, in these directions, it tells you what to do step by step, right? Step 1, copy and paste the questions and answers, just like you did in the warm-up today. Excuse me, not the warm-up, the notebook time activity today. Then step 2 says fill in the information, right? What will your thesis or claim be? What will your context and summary be, etc. So I put together 2 things to help you with that. So if you want to work ahead, you can. First, if you click at the top, you'll see my completed sample, right, where I use that excerpt from Between the World and Me. And you can kind of look at what I did on the page, right, from step 1, step 2, and then step 3 is all the way at the bottom. You can also click on this link here that goes over the video directions on how to fill that out. And I do that like in real time. I will go over that video and I will show that video in class during day 2 of this week. But if you want to get a head start, you can watch it yourself and get started as well. You don't have to, though. And that's it for today, right? So the first thing that you need to do is make sure that you turn in today's notebook time assignment. The deadline is 3 p.m. on Wednesday. And the last thing I just want to leave with you is a reminder about student support this week, right? Because I'm doing IB testing, I will not be available, but Miss Deal and Dr. Smith will be available. And you'll see that, I know this says week 5, but I've moved this. The link that says student support links for this week, I've placed that in the module for this week. So it would be really easy for you to click on Miss Deal's link if you need to go and work with her, or on Dr. Smith's link if you need to work with her. Please just keep in mind that Dr. Smith has limited availability, right? She's only available from 3 o'clock to 3:30 on Mondays and Tuesdays. Other than that, student support is as usual, right? From 2:45 to 3:15. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in class soon.